Part 47. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 461. Somewhere in the deep mountains of the kindling mountains of the Dragon Kingdom, a figure suddenly emerged from the stone wall. The figure was dressed in Taoist robes, carrying a long sword on his back, and his temperament was like that of a banished immortal. It was Yang Lin, who had disappeared from public view for several months. At this moment, his aura was more reserved than a few months ago. Standing there, he was basically no different from an ordinary person. There was a halo of 7 colors vaguely behind him, making him even more enigmatic. This is already the 68th dragon cave I have found, and my luck is now almost integrated with the land, mountains, and rivers of this dragon country. It's time to prepare for the tribulation. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but show a hint of excitement on his face. It has been many years since he traveled to this world, and what he has never forgotten is ascending to the upper world. Now that he is finally about to cross the step, even his tempered state of mind cannot be absolutely calm. But he also knew that before that, he had to do one more thing, which was to find the evil cultivator who also came to this world, and then get rid of him. Otherwise, he would not be able to survive the disaster with peace of mind. Presumably he has been waiting for me. As soon as he finished speaking, he rose into the air and turned into a meteor flying towards the east of the Dragon Kingdom. After crossing the vast ocean, we finally arrived at the Neon Kingdom across the sea from the Dragon Kingdom. As soon as he arrived in Neon Country, he felt an inexplicable aura. The owner of that aura was obviously a practitioner like him. The practitioner seemed to have deliberately released his aura, and was like a lighthouse pointing the direction for Yang Lin in this huge Neon Country. It seems like he is really waiting for me. If that's the case, then go over and meet him. As he spoke, he began to fly following the aura, and finally came to a huge building. Looking at the appearance of the building and the words written in front of it, Yang Lin immediately realized that this was the legendary Hall of Heroes of the Neon Kingdom, also affectionately known as the Divine Toilet by the people of the Dragon Kingdom. And the source of that breath is in the deepest part of this divine toilet. I think that evil cultivator relied on the evil spirit inside this sacred toilet to practice. Without thinking too much, he flew directly into the divine toilet in front of countless little days. In a courtyard, he finally found the source of the aura, a young man with a cold aura all over his body. This young man looked to be in his early 20s. Except for his face, all other parts of his body were covered in a wide black robe. There is almost no difference from the evil cultivator in Yang Lin's impression. Just as Yang Lin looked the evil cultivator up and down, the evil cultivator also looked up at Yang Lin with a smile on his face. Since fellow Taoist disciples are here, why don't you come down and get together? You and I can be considered fellow villagers after all. Meeting an old friend in a foreign country is also a kind of fate. After hearing this, Yang Lin was not afraid of him and flew into the courtyard. Then he sat opposite the man in black robe. There is only a table in the middle. After Yang Lin sat down, the man in black robe introduced himself while pouring tea for him. My dear Yefeng, in his previous life, he was an inner disciple of the Beluo demon sect in the Tianyuan continent. When he was ascending to transcend the tribulation, he was besieged by the righteous path and died. He accidentally traveled to this world. After saying that, he suddenly took out a glass bead from his clothes. For more than 100 years, I have disguised myself as an onmyoji, and at the same time deceived these neon people to do things for me and start wars, in order to harvest resentment and evil spirits, and I just need to give them a little benefit. What? Yang Lin was shocked after hearing Yefeng's explanation. As soon as Yang Lin said these words, Yefeng smiled dumbly. If I succeed in overcoming the tribulation, fellow Taoists can follow my example. Moreover, it was a self-created technique, and the experience of practicing it was far more than what he was worried about. It seems that fellow Taoist is not the kind of pedantic and righteous person, but there is one thing that you obviously don't know, fellow Taoist. Because of this, I have been a frog in the well for decades in this world. It seems that fellow Taoist has indeed not paid attention to this problem, so I will tell fellow Taoist what I know. If I am not wrong, this world should be the hometown of a certain powerful person. But I am not willing to be just immortal for the rest of my life, so I combine some of the magic skills from my previous life to create a skill that can absorb evil spirits and resentment. Fellow Taoist, you must be thinking about exterminating demons and defending Taoism. After all, I have killed so many lives in this world and even started several wars. Before Yang Lin could react, Ye Feng, who was dressed in black robe, suddenly jumped into the air. After that great power ascended, he placed a certain seal on this world. Not only did he seal the aura of this world, making it impossible for people in this world to practice, he also cut off the possibility of other practitioners entering this world. Suddenly hearing Ye Feng's words, Yang Lin's brows wrinkled unconsciously. How do I say this? He had already guessed that this would be the case before. The only thing that he didn't expect was that Ye Feng came more than 100 years before him. He didn't expect it to be such a reason. He had thought about this question earlier, but he never had an answer, so he didn't think much about it. It was purely an accident that the two of us entered here, and it is even more difficult to leave this world. The power of the ascension disaster will be more than 100 times that of normal circumstances. Due to the mystery of my pregnancy, I never recalled my past life memories until I was 18 years old. Later, I was able to successfully recover my past life memories more than 100 years ago due to a coincidence. Before Yang Lin could react, Ye Feng explained on his own. Fellow Taoist, you should also know what happens next. Actually, decades ago, I was only one step away from ascending to heaven, but I never dared to survive that tribulation. Hearing these words, Yang Lin was stunned for a moment, then shook his head. Following Ye Feng's eloquent talk, Yang Lin was not surprised at all. I have never had such an idea, but your behavior is indeed a bit too much. If you take the lives of more than 1 billion people as the price for becoming an immortal, aren't you afraid that you will be unable to survive the catastrophe because of too many sins on your body? While Yang Lin was deep in thought, Ye Feng suddenly said. That is, even if I don't commit so many murders and cultivate to become an immortal in a normal way, I probably won't be able to survive the catastrophe of ascension. In case I fail to overcome the tribulation, I would like to ask my Taoist friends to help me transfer this thing to Fairy Yuling of the Five Elements Taoist sect in the immortal realm. What he didn't expect even more was what Ye Feng said next. Now I am tired. I don't want to be trapped in this world anymore, so I want to take the last step today. I also hope that fellow Taoists can take me on the last journey. Fellow Taoist, don't you think this world is strange? It's obviously a perfect world, but it doesn't have a trace of aura. But Taoist friends should also know that there is no spiritual energy in this world, so it is naturally impossible to practice using normal methods. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 462. Yang Lin originally thought that this meeting between him and Ye Feng would be a fierce battle. He never expected that this evil cultivator named Ye Feng had no intention of fighting with him. It's no wonder that he didn't come to them when they destroyed the Dragon Kingdom's dragon-slaying formation. It turned out that they didn't care in the first place. He didn't want to fight with others, so why would they want to find an enemy for him for no reason? Just when he was thinking this, Ye Feng had already flown to a height of 100 meters. And his godlike figure immediately attracted the attention of countless people in the Neon Kingdom. Coupled with his familiar appearance, the people of Neon Kingdom fell to their knees one by one in an instant. Even the priests in the divine toilet are like this. However, before they could get excited for long, the huge divine toilet collapsed. Cracks began to appear on the ground. In the horrified gazes of countless neon people, a huge magic circle appeared below the divine toilet. At the same time, identical magic circles also appeared in some important cities in Neon Country. Even Futu Mountain, which they regard as a sacred mountain, is no exception. With the appearance of these magic circles, the huge Neon Country suddenly began to tremble violently. Then bursts of mournful dragon roars came from beneath the ground. When Yang Lin heard the dragon roars, he immediately guessed what Ye Feng wanted to do. He actually cut off the dragon vein of the Neon Kingdom. He wanted to kill all the people in the Neon Kingdom, and then use their resentment when they died to become the final step for him. After realizing this, Yang Lin's expression suddenly changed slightly. It's no wonder that Ye Feng doesn't care at all whether Dragon Kingdom's dragon-slaying formation can succeed. It turns out that he still has a backup force in Neon Kingdom. There must be more than 100 million people in the Neon Kingdom, and the resentment generated by killing them all is enough to make him an immortal. As expected of a demon cultivator, I just don't know if what he does will allow him to survive the catastrophe of becoming an immortal. Seeing the entire Neon Kingdom turned upside down, Yang Lin quickly left the toilet after taking a deep look at Ye Feng. He didn't want to be accidentally injured by Ye Feng's calamity later. Just when he left, large dark clouds suddenly appeared in the sky above Neon Country. There was a faint flash of thunder in the dark clouds. Boom! After a series of explosions, the disaster officially arrived. As Ye Feng himself said before, the intensity of the immortal tribulation is more than 100 times stronger than normal. One after another, the sky thunder struck down one after another as if it was free of charge. Even though Ye Feng has hundreds of years of experience and countless small lives, he has a steady source of mana. But he still fell to the 8th round of heavenly tribulation in the end. With the coming of the 9th round of heavenly tribulation, he, the demon cultivator who gambled with hundreds of millions of souls, finally died tragically under the tribulation. Not even a trace of ashes was left in the world. After his death, the entire Neon Kingdom began to collapse completely. In the end, this huge island sank completely and disappeared above the blue star. Together with the 120 million people on the island, their small lives have completely become history. When Yang Lin saw this scene, he couldn't help but let out a long sigh. Knowing that overcoming the tribulation is a dead end, yet still embarking on the road to overcome the tribulation without hesitation. It seems that this Taoist fellow Ye Feng is also a man of good temperament. I just don't know if I will eventually die in a catastrophe like him. Seeing Ye Feng die with his own eyes, Yang Lin, who was still full of confidence, couldn't help but feel a little shaken. However, he soon put aside this thought that he shouldn't have had. Cultivation as an immortal is an act that defies heaven. We should move forward courageously. If we do this, we will be afraid. How can we become an immortal? After regaining his composure, Yang Lin took another look at the Neon Country that had sunk to the bottom of the sea, and finally turned into a rainbow light and disappeared into the sky. That is to say, what is the status of Kun Kun and the other 6 now? Not only are they famous in the entertainment industry, but they are also Yang Ziu's disciples. They are also well known in the Taoist section. In the past 4 months, many new changes have taken place in Dragon Kingdom. As the number of people who believe in Taoism increases, the number of Taoist immortals appearing is also increasing. What makes people from all over the world even more confused is that not a single survivor escaped this time. He is already an irreplaceable top star. Then there was thunder. One day later, the news that the entire Neon Kingdom had sunk shocked the entire Blue Star. In just a few months, more than 100 Yangzhou temples were opened to the public. There was not even a hint of warning in advance. But this time the program team chose Jinghai City as the first stop of the second season. Maybe they wanted to ride on the popularity of the first season. If nothing else, the sinking of the Neon Kingdom will become the biggest unsolved mystery of this century. Buddhism, which was originally very popular, became unpopular, while Taoist temples became the place of faith for more people in the Dragon Kingdom. In addition, the variety show Come On Workers also announced the end of its first season 2 months ago. Just the day before, the program team of Come On Workers announced the launch of its second season. In addition to inviting 7 new celebrity guests, they also announced that there would be mysterious guests present. No one thought why this beautiful neon country just disappeared. Boss Yang and other 6 celebrity artists have returned to their normal lives one after another. The number of Taoist temples across the country has been increasing. Yangzhou temples everywhere are filled with incense every day. When a reporter asked them this question, their answer was that being in the entertainment industry is not just a kind of practice. Its status is already second only to the Sanking, let alone its reputation. Secondly, with the strong support of Taoists and the government, Yangzhou temples are blooming all over the country. The entire primeval forest area seemed to have ushered in the end of the world. Another 4 months passed in this way. The audience who originally had no interest in this program immediately started thinking about it when they saw the 4 words mysterious guest. Almost every Taoist temple will build a new Yangzhou hall in the temple to show respect. Just as the second season of Come On attracted countless attention, billowing dark clouds suddenly ushered in somewhere in the mountains of Dragon Kingdom. To everyone's surprise, they did not choose to become Taoist priests, but chose to stay in the entertainment industry. If the show crew can invite them here, I'll stand on my head and eat shit. It can't be that Kun Kun and the others are coming. But soon this matter was forgotten by them. The Longguo Taoist sect even included Yangzhou in the same status as the many ancestors of the Taoist sect. The first is the Taoist sect of the Dragon Kingdom. After a series of previous events, the Taoist sect has seemingly replaced Buddhism in the Dragon Kingdom. How is that possible? With the status of the 6 of them now, no matter how much money the program team gives them, it is impossible to invite them here. With the blessing of the 3 identities of artist, Taoist priest, and immortal cultivator, the 6 people's careers are unparalleled. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 463. The layers of dark clouds deep in the Shiwen Mountains stretch for hundreds of kilometers, completely blocking the sky. Thunder is rolling among the clouds like thousands of horses galloping. Then a powerful pressure fell from the clouds, which was the power of heaven. Suddenly, the birds and beasts in the 100,000 mountains rushed towards the surrounding area as if they were crazy, not daring to stop for a moment. But among the vast mountains, a figure suddenly rose into the sky and flew directly towards the thick clouds. When he flew several hundred meters away from the clouds, purple thunder and lightning full of destructive power were already looming. Boom! There was another thunder explosion, and the purple thunder and lightning quickly spread to the entire sky. The sky within a radius of hundreds of kilometers immediately turned into a sea of thunder and lightning, with even a hint of black in the deep purple. Such a terrifying scene could be seen clearly by most of the Dragon Kingdom, not to mention some cities around Shiwanda Mountain. The brilliant power of heaven made hundreds of millions of people in the Dragon Kingdom feel numb in their scalps. When they raised their heads to look at the sky, a shocking picture appeared in front of them. I saw that in the center of the thunder cloud, countless thunder and lightning combined to form a huge thunder and lightning vortex. And the thunder and lightning vortex is connected directly to the earth like a funnel. A large amount of lightning fell continuously like a heavy rain. There was also a dragon-shaped lightning in the middle that hit the ground with great power. Even though it was hundreds or thousands of kilometers away, the dragon-shaped lightning still made everyone's hearts tremble when it came out. Click. There was another thunderstorm, and the dark sky seemed to be torn apart, leaking out more lightning. And all the thunder and lightning, without exception, were concentrated in the place where everyone saw it first. That is the center of the funnel. When everyone recovered from the shocking scene, they stood in the streets and alleys and started talking unconsciously. What the hell is going on? How come all the lightning is striking that one place? I've never seen so much lightning in my life. If these lightning bolts could be converted into electricity, people all over the world would no longer have to worry about energy issues. There can't be any monsters there. Based on my experience, there should be a fellow Taoist there who has passed through the tribulation and has completed the appraisal. TCH. What calamity is there to survive? How could such a thing happen in this world? It's gone. It's gone. There's nothing to see. It's just a normal natural phenomenon. However, just as the melon eaters were watching the thunder and lightning, strange phenomena suddenly appeared one after another in various parts of the Dragon Kingdom. First, the Taoist immortals and gods enshrined in various Taoist temples and temples suddenly glowed with golden light. Then there are the Yang ancestral temples dedicated to Yang Lin in various places, and the Yang Lin golden body directly above the Yang ancestral hall is also shining brightly. Finally, the famous mountains and rivers across the Dragon Kingdom also began to experience frequent strange phenomena. In some places, the phantom of a dragon appears, in some places a phoenix spreads its wings, in some places the basalt emerges from the water, and in some places a golden toad looks at the moon. And all of these places are where the dragon veins of Feng Shui treasure land gather. Invisibly, extraordinary forces rose up from these places and finally converged into the depths of the 100,000 mountains. The vision was so obvious that it left white marks on the sky. The moment they saw these visions and the white marks in the sky, the believers who were offering incense suddenly showed excitement on their faces. The gods have appeared, the gods have appeared. Yang Xiu's living god has appeared as a saint. Amidst the exclamations, everyone's faith became more and more pious, and the light on the golden body became more intense. At the same time, everyone suddenly saw a golden figure in the 100,000 mountains rushing into the thunder and lightning whirlpool under the blessing of 7-color rays of light. Then a golden light completely destroyed the thunder and lightning vortex. In an instant, the clouds disappeared, and the sea of thunder and lightning also returned to nothingness. When everyone reacted, it was as if everything had never happened. The sky is still the same sky, and the 100,000 mountains are still the same as the 100,000 mountains. Even the golden figure just now was nowhere to be seen. Only the white traces coming from all directions in the sky still stay there. For a moment, everyone couldn't help but look at each other. The only thing they could be sure of was that there seemed to be someone under the thundercloud just now. And the strange celestial phenomena that resembled a catastrophe must be related to this person. Today, half a year later, we ushered in the second season of The Fighter in this familiar place. Today we not only have 7 new guests present, but we also invited 6 mysterious guests. Who are our 6 mysterious guests today? Let us reveal them to you now. As soon as he finished speaking, a golden light suddenly shone in the sky, and a huge portal loomed in the golden light. There is a more influential existence than the Uranus superstar. Surrounded by them, 7 handsome men and beautiful women were each putting on their best postures and trying hard to show themselves. But no one knows for sure. Surprisingly, they are the guests from the first season such as Boss Yang, Reba, Lu Tianxian, Huahua, Xiao Yuiyu, and Kunkan. It even gives people an otherworldly feeling. Although all of them are at the top of today's entertainment industry, the 6 people in front of them are complete entertainment industry myths. At this moment, a dragon and a tiger suddenly appeared in the sky to accompany him. When he rose into the air, a colorful auspicious cloud appeared under him, and a white halo appeared behind his head. You must not let down Pandeo's expectations. If we are destined, I believe we will meet again. I just came here to tell you that from today on, you are Pandeo's direct disciples. Most people think that this is an expert who is overcoming the thunder tribulation. As the host finished speaking, 6 figures walked out from behind the scenes. Someone even mentioned a name that has been forgotten by many netizens: Yang Lin. However, after the 6 of them walked out, they didn't even look at the 7 newcomers. Instead, they looked at the crowd next to them excitedly. There, a young man wearing a green robe was standing quietly, looking at them with a smile. At the same time, several voices also sounded at the scene. "Hello, dear viewers, I am the host of the show Come On Workers. Pandeo has now completed his merits and successfully overcame the tribulation. Go away, poor man. Complete book." Before the 6 of them could speak, the young Taoists standing in the crowd spoke to them. "Congratulations to see Master ascend to the upper realm." When those who witnessed the incident around Shiwanda Mountain uploaded the video footage to the internet, it was no surprise that it also triggered a wave of speculation among netizens. A day later, a group of men and women with various shooting equipment were busy on Lovers Street in Jinghai City. The next second, under the witness of countless eyes at the scene, the young man wearing Taoist robe slowly rose into the sky under the golden light. And their appearance immediately caused the fans watching to scream. On that day, the news of Yang Zio's ascension spread throughout the country, and a craze for cultivating immortals once again arose in the world. After everything was ready, a host immediately walked out from the side. At this time, each of them has a unique temperament. Even if they are only wearing the most ordinary clothes and without any makeup on their faces, they are enough to crush the 7 guests in the second season. This is true even for the 7 popular traffic figures in the second season. It flew higher and higher in this way until it completely disappeared into the huge portal.